I think that of the programs I've been in, that it's truly a very well-rounded program, and I feel like Equine Needs really understands what equines need. It says it in the name, right? Like, needs one way, but needs another way, and I think that this program for students, it is the forefront of programs right now. Like, there is not another program
Wow, thank you.
that is near it because I've been there and I've felt the icky wave walking out of a course.
Hey, Candice.
Hi.
So I wanted to ask you a couple questions about the class. You are enrolled in the Equine Needs Professional Massage and Bodywork certification program that is to set you up to take the NABCAM exam for certification in equine massage and bodywork. And you've been practicing for a while. So what brought you to this program versus some of the other options?
So, what brought me to this program was a want for more knowledge. I had taken two other programs prior to this, and they were varying in length and content, the way in which they were delivered. And I felt like in my practice, I was having a lot of missing holes as far as the business end, but also just some of the connections with the different anatomy and just different areas of equine massage. I felt like there was always something missing. And so I looked for a program that had longevity to it, not just a quick 1 or 2 day program, but also something that delved deeper into a lot of the biomechanics and other anatomy pieces rather that aren't in a lot of programs such as nerves and the biomechanical functions like I mentioned before. And so what I really wanted to get out of the program was the ability to fill in those holes. And when I had talked about the business end holes, I really didn't feel like I was prepared to run my own business, and I really just felt like I was having trouble getting started and getting off the ground.
How has that changed for you? You're still in the middle of the program, but how has it gone for you since starting, both from the business perspective and as you're filling in those holes? Has it changed how you're operating? Have you seen improvements? Are you finding that there's other areas you still need to light bulbs going off or red flags?
There's like fireworks happening. So there's light bulbs and red flags. I'm seeing a lot of holes being filled in the sense of I feel a lot more confident in what I'm doing in my everyday practice and my ability to retain and communicate with my clients, but also educate them on how to create longevity in between appointments. I've been able to really better understand where I am as a body worker as far as meeting my clients' needs and the best way to meet them, whether that is a more tailored session or just, the way I write my notes after sessions or just being able to communicate has really improved. I also feel like I've been able to better understand the intricacies of how different pieces of the equine interact, such as the skeletal to the muscular system or the nerves to the muscular system, etc. But I think that the thing that I've noticed the most is through mentorship, my confidence has grown. And it also helped having hands on someone who has experience to be able to really fine tune not only my touch, but what I'm visually seeing and just being able to connect all the pieces together.
That's awesome. On the business side of things, from where your business was and what you were struggling with, how has the program and the business mentoring that you get with the program, how has that changed how you feel about going out and performing this work professionally?
It's made me feel like I am a professional and that I truly have the ability to put myself out there and have confidence not only in what I do, but my business as well. And that I'm able to handle situations with clients and such as just basic everyday things like paperwork and knowing what kind of forms and what type of forms to have, as well as like insurance and everything. Like it's really been able to help tailor what I want out of my business, but also give me the confidence to continue to let it grow and have confidence in letting that happen. It's went from me not knowing how to communicate really well with clients and you know getting clientele to continue and understand the importance of continued massage to where now I'm booking left and right and word of mouth is and it's really fostered an environment where I can thrive, but also my clients can thrive too.
I think a lot of people come into wanting to do equine massage and bodywork because they think that it's going to be essentially quick and easy money and they're going to have a full schedule pretty quickly. Um, can you talk about the challenges that you had prior to the program and how the program has helped you to develop new clientele and how that also relates not just to the business mentoring, but your confidence in going out and recruiting new clientele, like seeking new clients because you have the holes filled in. You're getting those holes filled in. How has that changed for you in this program versus what you've taken in the past?
So before, I feel like through the prior programs, I feel like I didn't have the confidence to put myself out there to really feel like I knew truly how to talk to clients. And whether that was I was talking way above their head or way under, and not elaborating enough on what the needs of their horse was. And I think the biggest difference I'm noticing now is that through a little bit more thorough coaching, I'm able to practice talking and being able to have those one-on-one conversations with clients has become a lot easier because I am more comfortable in knowing what my business has to offer. And this program really makes sure you know what your business is and what your lens and your scope of practice is as far as what is my goal here? Like, is it just to do, um, maintenance massages, or is it something where like you want to work specifically with thoroughbreds off the track? There's lots of different options out there,
Yeah.
and I think this program has really helped me to see what type of clientele I want and to really help me cater to their needs. Um, I think also too in previous programs there isn't a lot of discussion on business. There really isn't, and there's not a how-to manual in this field for anyone,
Yeah.
but there is a lot more guidance that can be taught, I think, especially in the sense of how do you even start a website? Some people don't know that. Or like how, what do you put out there as far as advertising? What do you put out there as far as like a business card even? I don't think people realize how important, the social media pieces are or any of the other aspects of owning a business, not just the regular, do you have insurance? Do you have a name? Like it's not just about the name and logo, which I feel like a lot of other programs push like, oh, you can go get your swag now. I feel like it's like, no, how do you build a successful, and sustainable business? And I think that's the biggest thing is that sustainability piece was nowhere to be found in any other program I've taken.
And you're finding that in this one?
I'm finding that I am consistently getting the same clients back. But in addition to that, I'm able to then go out, well, for example, I'm at a barn and speak to other people and not in a way that feels too advertising, but in a way that is genuine and that I'm able to
Right.
say, hey, look, I really want to help you here. This is what I have to offer and feel confident when I say that's what I have to offer.
That's fantastic. I also would agree with that. I think that, even when I started this forever ago, it feels like the exciting parts of starting a business are creating your logo, getting your swag, getting like, your jacket with your name and your logo on it, and developing your business name. And those are the fun pieces. Um, but one thing that, is a goal with the program from the business perspective is understanding when and how to make your investments in the growth of your business. Um, Building a website can be very expensive, and there's cheap and easy ways to get started with it. And you can go that route as long as the professionalism is there, but it tends to not be there because there's excitement in getting the business started. And this is a tough cut through industry. What are your thoughts in terms of the confidence you're getting from filling in the holes on the educational piece to the business mentoring? How has that changed your perspective on going out and physically working on the horses? I guess is my question. Like, what does it make you feel like to get this education versus what you've had in the past? How has it built you up?
So it's built me up in a lot of ways. Before I was very timid and shy to even go work on anybody's horse because I just felt like something was missing. I felt like I wasn't adequate enough to do something for an animal that's so important to someone because we all love our horses. We all want what's best for them. And that is always my intention going in and always has been my intention going in. But I lacked the confidence in the deeper parts of the educational and business side to be able to communicate that to clients. And I think through having this program, what has been a wonderful experience for me is that now I'm able to go into a barn and I'm able to say, from a sincere and educated point of view, not just a sincere point of view, look, this is where I am at with your horse. This is what I think they need. This is where I think X, Y, and Z should happen. And I'm also not intimidated to partner with a farrier or a vet or other people and give my opinions um, as they come. And by no means does that mean am I sitting there diagnosing anything, but to be able to say, look, I really think that this needs to happen or your farrier should be called. I think that confidence has been instilled in me, but also the ability to communicate with my clients on a level that they understand, in both an educated and sincere way, like I said. So I think just that ability to walk in and feel like I got this, for lack of better words, has been really fostered through the program.
That's awesome. And I remember when we first talked, one thing that you kept saying, and not repetitively, but that like just would come up in conversation. And this comes up with a lot of other body workers that are already out there practicing that I hear. Um, they feel like because there's someone else out there who maybe articulates things a bit better, or from a different viewpoint, that they don't measure up to the competition. They're afraid of going out because there's already other body workers and there's an assumption that they already know more than you do. How has this program changed that perspective for you? Because that's something that I've noticed. You don't seem to care about it like you used to. I'm sure that it creeps in from time to time, but you're so focused on your own business and your own lane that the competition piece seems to have fallen away a bit. Can you speak to how that has changed things for you? Because I think that's a big problem with a lot of body workers.
Yeah.
They're intimidated, and not
And
all body workers are willing to collaborate, even though we should be.
yeah. And so that's something I was gonna say right off the bat. So I think my view has changed from this course where I felt like it is a competitive field. We have to acknowledge that it is competitive. It is at the end of the day a job and we are trying, it's something that we profit from, right? But all that aside, I didn't have confidence going in. I was very intimidated because it was like, well, this person took this program or this program. And I wasn't really truly looking into what the program had to offer and what education it was giving um, the student or whoever it was that graduated from it. And I think the biggest change in my mindset was that it's okay if someone's a little bit better at something because we all have our niche and what we're good at. And
Yeah.
I have no problem collaborating with someone, whereas I think I would have been too intimidated to collaborate because then I would have felt like the lesser body worker, right? Like but now I feel like I'm working with a peer. I feel like the people that I'm going to collaborate with are on the same level and we're all lifelong learners in that sense because it's like, yeah, we're collaborating together, but we're also learning from each other and we're creating what's best for who we're working with, which is the horse. I mean, ultimately, our goal is to help the horse as much as possible. And I think that in fostering collaboration within this course, it's then kind of just gone back out into how I work in my business naturally. And I think that um, it is very intimidating to start out, but to have a quality program and to have an education where you walk out of a program not feeling like there's holes, it gives you a confidence boost like no other in the sense of like, I got this and I can do it.
And you are doing it, which is
Yeah.
yes. On a scale of 1 to 10,
Mhm.
uh, would you enroll in this program again?
If I had the option, honestly, scale of 10, a 10. And it's not just to appease anyone saying that, like genuinely, I feel like I could take this course over and over again and still get knowledge from it, still get content because you're also working with other students who are bringing different factors in. And so it's just creating that community and this such insane amount of knowledge. So like, yes, I could go back and I could continue looking at this course 10 times over and it'd still be beneficial. There's insane infinite amounts of benefits. I don't know another way to say it. Like you could
Well,
go
you
back
know
and keep
that you
learning.
have lifetime access to the program.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
as what we have evolves and we make
Yeah.
changes, anytime there's a change within the program because we learned something new, there's new
Yeah.
research out there, then the program gets modified. And as a student, you can go back and repeat this as many times as you want to.
And
Right.
yeah, and
And
I
it's-
love that. I love that about the program. It promotes lifelong learning, it promotes collaboration, and it also promotes continued change within a field that is constantly changing.
yeah, don't get
It's not
stuck.
a one and done. Yep. No cookie cutters. I love that.
And that, I know I said I was only going to have one more question, but now I have
It's
one. um, in the other programs that you've taken, we've chatted a lot. A lot of programs teach a routine. With this program, you are given kind of a protocol to get you started, but I strongly encourage you to veer off of the routine and develop those critical thinking skills. How has that changed your confidence level?
It has allowed me to follow my intuition and trust my feel and my knowledge that I have versus like, well, this isn't working and this is always my routine and I should be feeling something X, Y, and Z and I'm not. It caused me previously to overanalyze and miss out on a lot of pieces. Whereas this program, well, I have, this is kind of the protocol for what you do. I still follow those protocols, but then I'm able to really trust my intuition and trust what the horse is telling me. And it has absolutely just skyrocketed the results and what the benefits to my equine clients a thousandfold. Like it has just changed the way I do things, and I've seen the benefit in the clients.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're in the class, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And thank you for being willing to share your experience.
Absolutely. You.
And yeah, I can't wait to see what you do with it when you're all done, and to see your face and here, the rest of the years that it, as it grows. And thanks very much for being willing to talk about it. Is there anything that you want to add, or say to people about it?
I think that of the programs I've been in, that it's truly a very well-rounded program, and I feel like Equine Needs really understands what equines need. It says it in the name, right? Like, needs one way, but needs another way, and I think that this program for students, it is the forefront of programs right now. Like, there is not another program
Wow, thank you.
that is near it, because I've been there and I felt the icky wave walking out of a course, and I just wanna encourage people to really educate themselves before taking a course, and to make sure that the investment they're investing in themselves is gonna pay itself forward, and this program really does that.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I hope so. That's the yes, that is the goal. Well, Candace, thank you for sharing all of that. I'm really grateful for you taking the time to give your thoughts on this and your experience. And I think you're not alone out there in people who have taken programs, myself included, that I left feeling like there was a lot left out. I left with more questions than I started with. And to a degree, I think that that is great. And, in all honesty, the more I learn, the less I feel like I know. It just drives the continual learning. And I think that the mentality of, I have this down and I don't need to further my education, is where a lot of problems start to take place. In healthcare, we're never done, whether it's human healthcare, equine healthcare, dogs, cats, it doesn't matter. We're never done growing and evolving because we're constantly learning. Hopefully everybody gets that out of this program. And thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right.
Yes.